itself is a silent song.
Exactly. None of them believed me.
Can't handle your drink, huh?
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, traveler.
Adventuring underground?
Or is all this standing making me dizzy?
This is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately. After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father... He was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, my father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender. 3 years later, I still don't understand why how could he protect his honor if he's dead? If the closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Ah, so that's why you're...
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in. But, however, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearance, I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf.
But how could... never mind. If Callus...
There is one other thing. Master...
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that, yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from?
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just...
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety. Yes, that is our understanding.
Oh, all right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Thanks. You two should go and rest.
Yeah.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest sound.
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe. Huh? Navia? Where did the
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating.
Wait, so you didn't sleep?
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone.
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. I suspect that—
Does that mean we're too late, though?
All night and everything he sees is just blue like him. Inside and outside, blue is house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette.
No. And that is the archives kept by Chief if the— Oh,
So Nervalette, in that case, what? Aren't you coming along now?
no, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Ju—
Astrologers must rid themselves of material desires. Only by ridding oneself of clutter can one see the true world around them.
The wind knows me.
Time to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Time to go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters. Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Oh,
See? They've got great discipline, too.
yep, yep. I'm content. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago?
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Thanks so
Please come in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any—
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Think you can flame me, think you can break me, but baby, I don't have the time. No, cause once you hurt me, I'll try and fool me, I'll just erase you out my life.
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case. Criminal. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine. Rain. It's raining.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. today.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait. You don't...
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water? Yeah! And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities!
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier? All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure!
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself? Great.
One need not scry to know today's weather will be good.
Whoa! What a huge ship! Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters. My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina... Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. Melus, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You still remember, right, Melus?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could...
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created if you drink synth for an extended amount of time. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that...
Yes, recognizing that. The man's name was Jacques. That night, but then,
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, but looking back on it though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all over...
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought that, but considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, you're right. We still...
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlike, I think, this third person is on that note, however. Even our opponents, even though Spina, there's no need to...
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death? And live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, Demoiselle.
So you do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, Demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years, and the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. But once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared.
Right. So nobody would be able...
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful were still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where Synth is produced. Essentially, when he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy...
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation. There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a fall. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Huh. That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle's will. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least when I announced orders to the organization's members on demo. If the vendors didn't check after several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down. The first is Florent.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild. In the beginning, they were...
So, they're like...
Yes, you can... It's a bit difficult.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan.
I see. These are all people who I can... To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy...
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided us with a lot of great...
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. That if it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
Oh, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
Cheer! Cheer!
It is settled, then. Please excuse me, and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened...
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mura and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing...
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took... So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so...
They found out...
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's... Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy? If he did the... Papa always wanted to be a good man. So why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well...
Yeah. Papa was a really good man.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword...
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really... that's...
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florence should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city. I'll get myself together on the way, so please don't worry.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House? Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened?
Let me think. Mr. Callis was feeling pretty upbeat that day. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So, I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do—
So you also remember 2 gunshots?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. But according to the guards, about the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned, do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
At least from our perspective, the gun he was holding—
Yeah, that makes— But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share that he didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine? Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. I'll tell you everything.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today. No matter what others might say.
Don't worry. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well. Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for you.
Oh, so you've caught news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Callis did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rasula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Ah, yes. What happened at the Opera House?
Ah, if you want to go...
That'd be much...
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask?
Well, you see, so... if you...
If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. If you try to make unreasonable, removing a cereal nut, so I can promise you, they're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Well, jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find...
That can't be right. Oh, but what if they're real after all? Greetings, miss! Is there something that's bothering you?
Oh,
No, it's nothing. I'm Della Roche, the representative of the Fontaine Fishing Association. Oh, so you're a... Paimon can tell... Oh, you are... They disappeared too quickly for it to have been the work... So you'd like us... Exactly. You're right on the Mora. Yeah, we're just... well... But don't we just think... No, you mustn't let your guard down. Yes, you're both the story our A child... My father would... Even though the tales vary, and once it finds a... But what if the fairy tale was inspired? Well, I wouldn't call it... So you mean... It's all hearsay. Both the Is it really... why does Paimon... Oh, marvelous. Then I'll just mark the stretch of water...
Time to go. Into the wind.
Whirling snow! Today is a lucky day.
Today is a lucky day.
Is this the stretch of water Delaroche was talking about? It looks really peaceful. These look pretty fresh. Did the water imp get someone again? Let's look around. Wait! Did you hear something just now?
Paimon? Traveler? I'm sorry. I forgot I was still wearing this. Paimon, are you okay?
Paimon nearly mistook you for a water imp. Thank goodness it was.
Huh? A water imp? Thelxie, you say? How surprising.
Huh?
No, I think our situations are probably unrelated. Sure, if that's in order. I know the name because of one of my employers. She noticed the clockwork penguins following her.
Huh? But isn't it a little creepy to name it?
Yeah, but it's all right though.
Huh?
The fish? Ah, I think these past. So
that's all it was?
yes. I'm sorry. It sounds like a thank you.
Actually, hey, it.
But
Nope, that's. If we tell them now that it was all just a misunderstanding. Exactly!
is that what? Huh. I've stored Thelxie in the tent. He can respond to some.
Whoa, sounds pretty advanced. Let Paimon give it a try. Hey! So that's Fremone's version of Thelxie. It's also penguin-shaped.
Yep. Had Thelxie lived in Penguin Town, he'd probably have become great friends. It's not really anywhere famous or important.
Hey, Thelxie. Nice to meet you. Do you...
I wanted to install a language output module, but due to time constraints, I had to give up on the idea. As it stands, Thelxie can only output messages that were pre-written into its motherboard. I haven't given him the ability to convert.
No need to get so technical. So basically, you want us to help you complete and install this language module, right?
No, there's no need. That wasn't one of my employers. I have 2 other things I'd like your.
That doesn't sound too hard, and...
The others shouldn't take too long either. You'll need to find Thelxie some colorful shells and coral, so I can craft a weapon for him.
A weapon?
Mm-hmm.
What an imagine...
Well, regardless of his role or species...
Whoa, Thelxie just said something...
He can react to certain key words, but
That's a pity.
Sounds good. Ah, here we go. I have this testing manual. Want to give it a try? It's okay if you don't succeed immediately. Okay, knowing you... You're doing well.
We've taken on a lot of similar tasks.
Then let's move on to the underwater part. It's just... Oh, speaking of which, you're both already pretty... Okay. It should be right over there. We'll be able to find something that'll help us with our search. This is it. We call this thing an echoing conch. It can detect special reflection waves in the water to help us with all kinds of underwater exploration and excavation efforts. Here, try it. Did you notice any interesting places? The echoing conch should have detected some just now. Let's go check them out. Alright, these should be enough. Let's head back to camp. Thank you for staying out here with me all this time.
Ah, Fremine, you're back. I thought you might have been out diving.
I'm sorry, Madame d'Estrée. I must have kept you waiting. I can report, though, that the...
There's no rush. I'm your employer, not your supervisor. And...
Oh, they're two of my trustworthy companions.
Yes, I see. I suppose it's only natural for some...
It's really nice to meet you, Madame d'Estrée. Are you Fremine's employer? Paimon is Paimon, and this is the...
Greetings, my new friends. Just call...
Oh, do you really think so?
Of course. If my child had friends like you, then perhaps he...
Obsessed?
Ah, so you...
Well, Fremine told...
I see. So Monsieur Fremine is even more discreet than I had thought. But it would be
Sure, you can tell...
Ah, what a lovely little fairy. Then let me think of a way to put my situation into words. Simply put, parents came up with a story, painting water imps as...
Infatuate?
Yes.
Huh. So he would...
Thank you, little Paimon.
Oh no. Is it a...
If you were to become afflicted with the disorder, Paimon, you would only be able to say less than a fraction of the words you're saying to the Traveler now.
No! Paimon won't accept that! We would have to find a doctor to help cure Paimon. Paimon has a 2,000-word quota for daily conversations with...
The family doctor has already begun to treat my son. But since the disorder is rare, there aren't many good regimens for treatment. He's...
Huh?
Uncontrollable delusions. To put it simply, he can no longer differentiate between fantasy and reality.
Then what is he seeing in his...
It's a dream that he often mentioned to me when he was younger. I've compiled what I could understand.
Amazing! Your son came up with all of this? He really crafted a...
But perhaps no...
How could the story end like...
Well, it'd be more accurate.
My poor child can no longer
Perhaps in his mind.
What? So...
Alas. Most of the time, he acts as if he can no longer sense or interact with the real world at all. He once wanted to make a picture...
Ah! So Zuria's son also saw Felxie as a penguin. Oh, he looks so sad.
What we should do now is help him complete this picture book. We'll need to chase away his loneliness and sorrow, and let him perceive a world full...
But if we just need to finish the picture book, why does...
Because we need to treat the book's stories, but my child can...
Ah, like a stand-in for your son! Paimon
There are some ruins on...
Oh, so we'll just...
Sadly, no. We won't just be putting...
So we'll be playing it straight?
It's all right. There's no need to get that serious. It's not a big deal. I believe in my son. We can just see this as him wanting to stay as... Keep your spirits up. We temporarily moved to a place on the hill over there, so my son will have a better spot to convalesce. It's not far from the wall.
Understood. There's all...
That's great news. I must thank you all. All right, everyone.
Zuria sure is...
let's just...
What is it, Fermine?
If you don't mind me asking, I would like the two of you to... This is the first time that you've met anyone with the syndrome, right? I know you two are... If things don't quite turn out as we wish,
Fermine, what?
It's not that I'm not optimistic.
So that's why you looked like you knew exactly what she was talking about.
No. Please don't misunderstand. I've never had it. I've just seen many cases of it at that. They say there are many, and from the...
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Really?
Yeah! After all, we'll just be using a toy as Felxie and some ruins as the Kingdom of Water Imps. The whole adventure will...
Well, but if we can...
Oh!
Well,
What penguin? Hey, why did you put that on?
It's just... Anyway, Penguin Town is a peaceful place with lots of... And Pear?
Pear?
Well... No, I don't... It might just be hit...
Specific...
Yeah.
Really? Paimon...
Have you ever observed the surface world from underwater? I have a similar...
Really? Like a miracle?
Well, if that's in order.
time to work on Thuxie's...
Right. Thanks for all...
Time to go.
Shadows of fate!
Shake it and stir!
One with nature.
Take flight!
Today is a lucky day.
He's finally come to meet up with Zuria. Let's head over to Fermine's camp right away!
My apologies.
job. The wind knows me.
Delve into destiny. Take flight.
Is your child
Thank you for your
Zuria, Fremine, we're here!
Seems like...
Not quite. Hey, Thalxie! Oh, Thalxie's got himself a sword and a shield now. He's looking sharp.
Indeed. With his weapons in hand, Thalxie looks more formidable than ever.
We helped too.
Yes, you really had a good eye for materials. Everything you found was high quality. Speaking of which, you can just keep an eye out for them on our way to the ruin.
Seems like everything's...
Please wait a moment. I was just thinking.
Ooh, Paimon's excited now. So we'll take a...
All right, I'll give it a try. I'm not...
Let me think.
Okay, I'll add the weapons.
Paimon wants to give...
Okay, I'll also draw some companions. Anything else? Color. Ah, color, yes! That's really important. The road in front of him now will no longer be... Who would have thought the page could have become so inspiring? How wonderful! Splendid ideas, everyone.
Great! Everyone looks super pumped up.
Are you seeing this, my son? Are you feeling inspired by this as well?
I'm sure he is, Zuria.
That's right! Paimon can't wait to see the picture book when it's all finished. We should finish it as soon as possible and keep up the... Yay! Thalxie's materials that we can use for the crown, right? Let's get some for Fremine.
These should be enough. I knew you'd have a knack for finding the best materials.
Whoa! Is that the entrance to the underwater ruins ahead? So these are the underwater ruins that FUENTE found. They're pretty amazing, but still not exactly the kind that Paimon was imagining. Oh, yeah, Paimon knows. It's just... Paimon thought we'd actually see a fairy tale world. Like with the water imp's colorful houses.
I'm sorry. I was hoping to put up some decorations, but ran out of time to do it by myself.
Whoa, someone's already switched into fantasy mode.
Seems like the travelers already got the gist of things.
Don't underestimate Paimon. Paimon can flip the switch too. Now entering Paimon Young adventurers, 'tis Paimon.
We are the
Oh, Rick.
Huh?
Not at all! This is the goddess's test! From your responses, so please accept the goddess's reward. And as for this prince, the goddess will also bestow upon you the rainbow glory, so your future will...
My gratitude to your divine highness for such generous blessings. Power is now...
Me too.
Please be careful, brave adventurers. Just ahead are some evil enemies that have invaded the kingdom of water imps. They're called... Hilly Churls of the Deep.
Those accursed enemies are back again. Your Highness, please show them what you're made of.
Stabilize.
Scratch me, inhaling you
to ashes.
We're under attack again. It's a Longshore of the Deep.
There's no need to fear, my friends. His Highness is so strong now that even a diviniture of the deep would pose no threat to him.
Frost is coming!
Think you can bully me?
Beg for mercy. Power that ended Hotshot!
Order guide you. Gather!
Shudder!
Pair!
It's finally over. So have we defeated the evil monsters and reclaimed the kingdom of water imps?
Yes, it should now. It was my mistake.
It's all because the
It's okay,
Then I must thank.
Foxy's turning out to be a real expert at...
I don't think there's anything that will be able...
Yes, I agree as well.
Let's head back to...
We can add an update to Foxy's fantastic... Zuria and Fremine? Why don't we draw the new pages first? Paimon really wants to update the picture book. Hey, you didn't have to see it.
No problem. I'm happy to oblige. Then in that case, the story today should go something like this. After overcoming many obstacles, Prince Thelxie and his brave companions finally arrived at the entrance to the Kingdom of Water Imps. At this time, the little fairy in the group bathed under the goddess's glory.
Oh no!
No. The crown was within the...
Oh, and Paimon... Whoa!
Thank you, everyone, my child.
I'm sure he...
I sure hope so.
Please don't worry.
Then I must thank you for your hard work. And see you in 2 days, my lovely friends.
Alright, it's about time we start heading off too.
Yeah, I'll need to go.
Yeah, Paimon knew that you didn't know.
It's because...
What's the matter? And what's with that look on your face? You're turning red!
Am I turning red?
Alright! We won't
Okay, thank you. See you in 2 days. I hope that everyone who's found themselves in a dark place would be able to see something beautiful.
Everyone hold hands! Sharing my knowledge! Witness the power of the walk!
Another test.
Lightning purified!
Here you are.
Care for a dance. Dance with me!
Dance with me!
Let me read you a verse. Care for a dance.
Another test subject.
Make yourselves at home! I'll settle this!
Dance with me!
Witness the power of good walk!
Care for the dance.
Another test subject.
Everyone hold hands! Sharing my knowledge!
Here you are.
Dance with me! Care for a dance. Let me read you a verse.
Lightning purified!
Another test subject.
Hey, I'm dead! Make yourselves at home!
No, my sword! Witness the power of good walk. Care for a dance.
Another test subject.
Care for a dance.
Out of my way! Dead with me!
The process of elimination.
Let me weave you a verse. Huh? No, my...
Torn to oblivion!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Nice and spicy.
Witness the power.
Shine down! Now you shall perish!
Everybody stand back!
Eat this!
Let me weave you a verse.
Inazuma shines eternal! There is no escape!
I'm going in!
You're toast!
Witness the power of Kuru. Rain outlines your fate.
Torn to oblivion! Shine down!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Eat this!
Let me weave you a verse.
Inazuma shines eternal! Illusion shattered!
I'm going in! Rain cutter! Huh? Rain outlines your fate.
Now you shall perish!
Everybody stand back!
Feeling lucky
Can't stand
today.
him, Mother.
Stabilize.
Useless. Evil conquering. Worthless. Here. Worthless.
Following orders.
Worthless. Here. Useless.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Solidify. This is order.
Animal hypostasis
Foreign. Disappear. Worthless.
Following orders. Feeling lucky today.
Here. Worthless.
Your coming was foretold. I'm going in!
I will have order. Stabilize.
absorption test. Stand clear. Swirl, Mark 2.
For the eternal
Everybody stand back!
evil conquering. Worthless. Here. Worthless. Here. Here.
Some target practice.
Here.
Animal test 6308.
This is order.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Blizzard wings and raise a storm!
Animal hyperspace.
Get out of here! Adventure time! Where do you think you're going?
Useless.
Feeling lucky today. Clouds high. The birds call.
Eat this!
Witness the power of Gugwa!
That's close enough.
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back!
Into the wind. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. The wind knows me.
I'm going in! Let me weave you a verse. Know my sword! Rain outlines your...
Wind strider. Clouds high. The birds call. Into the wind.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
The wind knows me.
Eat this! Booba,
Your coming was foretold.
Rain cutter, know my sword!
As one with wind and cloud.
Finally, some target practice.
Into the wind.
I'm going in! Spread your wings and raise a storm!
nice and spicy!
Fallen leaves.
Where do you think
Adorn
you're
my night. One with nature.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Rain outlines your fate. Everybody stand back!
You are not.
Booba, get them!
Spread your wings and raise a storm! Where do you think you're going?
Your coming was foretold. As one with wind and cloud.
Another job.
I see everything! The Temple of Wisdom!
Let me weave you a verse. Know my sword!
Dissipate! I'll settle this!
Flicker.
Scatter.
Sharing my knowledge!
Rain cutter! Know my sword! Our bond is strong!
Here you are.
The process of elimination.
Lightning terrified! The Temple of Wisdom! Take!
Witness the power of Gugwa. Rain outlines your fate.
Dissipate! I see everything!
Out of my way! Let me weave you a verse. No, my sword!
Make yourselves at home! Everyone hold hands!
Here you are.
Lightning terrified! I see everything!
Witness the power of Gugwa.
The Temple of Wisdom!
I will have order.
Let me weave you a verse.
Judgment is upon you. Stay condemned. Order guide you.
I see everything!
Ring cutter, know my sword.
Everyone hold hands!
Futile.
The Temple of Wisdom!
Witness the power of Gugwa.
Surrender! Through me, justice is served! Guilty! Come at me again! Penance is due! Guilty! Stand condemned!
Share my knowledge!
This is order! Solidify!
Ring cutter.
Your sins weigh upon your soul! Your penance is due! Guilty! Stand condemned!
I see everything! The Temple
Time to go. Time to go.
Think you can bully me? Can't handle your decided by destiny.
Fallen leaves, adorn my...
Kamisato art. Sumetsu.
Wind strike.
Diana special.
As one with wind and cloud.
My apologies. Written in the stars. Whirling snow.
Time to go.
Shake and stir. Look at you.
Yeah. My apologies.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Relax. Relax.